Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. Welcome back everybody. So what we got here in stock market on Wednesday, we got Dow Jones going up slightly in the green 0.25%, Nasdaq flat, S&P flat, Russell going down 0.45%. It was down more than 1%, so we saw some recovery here on Russell. Here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top, leading the way: basic materials, consumer defensive, healthcare, industrials, real estate, financial, consumer, cyclical, technology, and then we have energy, utilities, and communication services. Week to date performance right here, you can see strong performance right here by energy, healthcare. So it's a risk off move here in the market, especially when you look at the weekly time frame. And stock market map, what do we got here on stock market map? We got Google going down 0.67%, Meta down 1.16%. We got Tesla flat, Amazon flat, Apple flat, Microsoft up 0.5%, Nvidia absolutely flat, and AMD taking a massive beating down 4.31%. Even if you look at right here, bigger banks are pretty much flat on the day, and I think we will see a big move in upcoming days and possibly even tomorrow Friday. So before we get started, we do have some big things coming up tomorrow. You can see non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. That's going to be a big one. And top of that, what data we got just a few days ago. Joel's job opening. That was a huge increase, right? And even ISM was a huge increase. So, that's good news for the economy, but not good news for inflation and especially for Jay Powell. And then in top of that, you can see, there will be no rate cuts going into 29th of this month, next FOMC meeting. And then even going into March, we're not getting any cuts. So, before you think about a massive rally, yes, we can get a rally, but things are not looking good, especially for the market, unless we get, more rate cuts and some, bullish catalyst, maybe from Trump, that can lead to a rally. Other than that, I mean, you can see, inflation is on the rise. You can see energy actually outperforming S&P 500. And when you see energy going up, that means one thing: inflation will follow. It's gonna come back up, right? So you got to look at all these things before just going in and buying all the dips, and becoming a big bull, because a lot of the things are not priced in the market, or maybe just now pricing in. Also, before we get started here on S&P 500 and all the other technicals, I want to give you guys a nice juicy trade idea here in this video. Now you can see this PNW stock here definitely getting crushed. And if you look at my screen, this is actually daily time frame. You can see from these lows, every time this thing came back close to this trend line or down to this trend line, we got massive bounces. We actually had the similar pattern here, where we actually broke down below this trend line, and then just like this candle, it was getting really oversold well below lower Bollinger Band, and then we got a massive bounce. I mean, you can see 142 to a bounce up to 188. So similar thing, happening right here on PNW, and especially if you're thinking about, a little bit long here. I would not say, a quick in and out trade. It's definitely a falling knife. If you're thinking about a little bit outside the box, just go a little bit longer here. This is a perfect buying opportunity. This thing, I think, in the short term can go up to easily 180 plus. And you can see, I mean, this thing on Wednesday was way outside the Bollinger Band here, lower Bollinger Band, and we got a bounce, came back up. There is a gap around 175, so we might see that going into tomorrow, and I'm expecting a rally very soon here on the stock. This thing sells off, it's going to come right back up. At least we will see a bounce in the short term, and that is why I think if you're really serious about trading and you want to trade, this is a fantastic trade idea. All you have to do, maybe put a stop loss right here, right here at 167, 166. If that low is taken out, maybe get a better entry, after getting out here. But this is perfect right here. You can see there is a support here at 164, 165. We held right here at 167 because it was getting really oversold, and then we got the bounce. So if you're somebody who likes swing trade, perfect opportunity right here on PNW. And I wanted to share this play with you guys right here in this video. Now, let's talk about 10-year yield. And you can see this thing again, I mean, just taking off, not really pulling back. And you can see even upper Bollinger Band here at 4.77. So you can go there. But at this moment, this thing, if there is a pullback, this thing takes a back seat. We might see a relief rally in the market. So watch out. I mean, this thing definitely took off like a rocket ship. And now, if there is a pullback, we get some sort of a pullback right here on 10-year yield, then expect a rally in the market. So if you're actually trading tomorrow or even Monday, watch this thing carefully before going into any big position here in this market. Now, dollar. Let's talk about dollar here. What is the dollar doing? You can see dollar here also. I mean, this thing going up and hitting upper Bollinger Band. And look at the bounce. We talked about it in my video a few days ago. And look at the bounce even on Friday. I mean, this thing again went back up and pretty much getting a rejection near 109.50 to 110 right here. But it can definitely go higher. But what's going to trigger a rally in the market if this thing pulls back? We get a big pullback like we did right here, or even right here, these pullbacks, or even right here, or something like this. Then what? You're going to see a rally in the market. So if you're trading, definitely watch dollar and TNX and also VIX. We will talk about VIX at the end of the video. Now let's jump into S&P 500 and see what that is doing. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here like other people. It's totally free, and you can always get in touch with me right here on X if you have a question. Now, if you look at my screen, we got some fantastic trade ideas, and I want to share some with you guys right here. And these are swing trade ideas, and you can see right here, this one already green, not taking profit yet. 200 puts on TSM. We all know where this thing was, and now where this thing is. Here's another play. Uber bought shares just about a couple of weeks ago, and this thing popped at 68, sold for a nice profit right there. This one already paid and still paying even more. MU shorted right here at 105, 95 puts, and now you can go and look at that one. But here's another one, fantastic play right here on PLTR, March 21, $70 puts. And what happened, guys? We all know that thing crashed. So all these trade ideas, not one, not two, many trade ideas, and people that are really serious about trading. If you're really serious, definitely check out my link down below in the description for Patreon, guys. On SPY ETF, it was pretty much flat on the day. But if you look at my screen, what happened once again, guys? This was that previous high right here. We came back, we went under many times, one, two, three, fourth, and this is actually the fifth time we went under. But again, bulls are holding right here at 586. So that is your key line in the sand for this thing to go up from here. And if you're buying, well, your stop loss gotta be here at least at 585. That's about it. If this thing breaks below that, you're going to see a dump off easily down to again lower Bollinger Band right here, 580, and then below that, this election gap will likely to get filled. I don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. It's just really hard to tell when bulls are buying the dip right here, right? So if that support gives up and we go back and we find 586 as a resistance here on SPY, in that case, you will know for sure that it's coming down to close this gap. There is another, $10 move to the downside to close this gap at 576. Now to the upside, there will be resistance right here at 590 now, 5-day moving average. Over that, 594, 50-day moving average, and then we can talk about possibly going back up to 600. Triple Q also going flat on the day, but if you look at my screen, we're not actually over 516, this previous high right here, holding at 515. Also, if you look at my screen, red line 50-day moving average moved up, now sitting near 513. So there will be Strong support here at 513. Below that, you might see a move down to 506 to 503, and possibly at some point this gap will come into play right here from election. Now, to the upside, there will be resistance right here from this 5-day moving average sitting at 516. Also, you can see there was a massive rejection here at 516. We get a gap down after getting a rejection here after 2-3 days. So we need to clear 516, and then over that you're going to see a move up to 520, 522, this white line 20-day moving average, and over that we might see a move just like we saw before up to 527, and then we can talk about possibly a breakout to the upside and going back up to all-time highs again. On IWM, it's down 0.45%. So this thing you can see, I mean, this is a clear bear flag right here on IWM. If this low is taken out, which is like 218, definitely it's coming down and closing this gap right here just under 213. Now, to the upside, if this is not going to play out and there is no bear flag that's going to take place and we're going to see some sort of a breakout to the upside, well, first of all, we need to take out this high here, 227, and we're nowhere near 227, and I don't think we're going to gap up to 227 tomorrow with any catalyst, and we're going to get that breakout. So IWM definitely looking really weak here, and if this thing takes out 220, the next stop will be 218, bottom of this flag, and then this gap comes into play. To the upside, now there will be resistance right here at 222. Over that, 225.97, and critical resistance will be at 227. Only if we can clear that, then watch out for a move up to 230 to retest 50-day moving average, which is absolutely flat as of right now. It's not going up, it's not coming down, just flat. On DIA, it was up slightly, but you can see, I mean, nothing really big happening. Only thing is positive here on DIA that this was that, this bull flag, or you can call this a wedge pattern where we got the breakout after many rejection at 423. So far, that level is holding. We came back just like SPY, coming back and forth, and just holding over even on Wednesday. Low for the day, 423. So that is going to be your key line in the sand for tomorrow's session. If this thing takes out 423, then definitely there will be more downside down to 418, lower Bollinger Band, 416, and then this gap comes into play, 412. To the upside, now there will be resistance at 428, I would say. 13-day moving average. Over that, watch out for a move up to 431, 433, and then 435 on Dow Jones. On VIX is down 0.67%, but you can see this thing also spiked even on Wednesday, got up to almost 1920, 1950, came back, and it's within this range. It's sitting around 18 bucks. So it's not like this thing is dying, right? It's still sitting around 18 bucks over this 5-day moving average, which is sitting at 17. So your key line in the sand will be at 17. Below that, we might see a flush back down to 15, and that's going to trigger a rally in the market. Now, if this thing is able to hold 18 once again, maybe some consolidation, and we did not see another, rejection from 20, and this thing clears also 20, in that case, this market has to come back and close that election gap. Everything is really simple unless you're making it really complicated, because you can see this thing is holding here at 18 but cannot clear 20. If we can clear 20, that's the highest high in this trend sequence right here on VIX, and that's gonna be really good for this thing to push even higher, at least up to upper Bollinger Band. But for that, we might need these catalysts to help out tomorrow morning, Friday. But if these catalysts are actually in favor of the market, in that case, you're going to see, as usual, VIX getting crushed on Friday. And that's all I have for you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated.